I have come to the frightening conclusion that I am the decisive element. It is my personal approach that creates the climate. It is my daily mood that makes the weather. I possess tremendous power to make miserable or joyous. I can be a tool of torture or an instrument of inspiration. I can humiliate or humor, hurt or heal. In all situations, it is my response that decides whether a crisis is escalated or de-escalated, and a person is humanized or dehumanized. If we treat people as they are, we make them worse. If we treat people as they ought to be, we help them become what they are capable of becoming. Gotha. To find your own way is to follow your own bliss. This involves analysis, watching yourself, and seeing where the real, deep, life-fulfilling bliss is. Joseph Campbell, Hero with a Thousand Faces. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elemental truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance which no man could have dreamt would have come his way. Gotha. It is not necessary that you leave the house. Remain at your table and listen. Do not even listen, only wait. Do not even wait, be wholly still and alone. The world will present itself to you for its unmasking. It can do no other. In ecstasy it will writhe at your feet. Franz Kafka. What you seek is seeking you. To know oneself at the deepest level is simultaneously to know God. This is the secret of gnosis. Elaine Pagels, The Gnostic Gospels. Orthodox Jews and Christians insist that a chasm separates humanity from its creator. God is wholly other. But some of the Gnostics who wrote these Gospels, found in Nag Hammadi, Egypt, in 1945, contradict this. Self-knowledge is knowledge of God. The self and the divine are identical. Elaine Pagels, The Gnostic Gospels. Many Gnostics insisted that ignorance, not sin, is what involves a person in suffering. Both Gnosticism and psychotherapy value, above all, knowledge, the self-knowledge which is insight. They agree that, lacking this, a person experiences the sense of being driven by impulses he does not understand. If one has knowledge, he receives what is his own and draws it to himself. Whoever is to have knowledge in this way knows where he comes from and where he is going. Elaine Pagels, The Gnostic Gospels. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. When the last of earth left to discover is that which was the beginning, at the source of the longest river, the voice of the hidden waterfall. T.S. Eliot. Now our whole life from birth to death with all its dreams, is it not in its turn also a dream which we take as the real life, the reality of which we do not doubt, only because we do not know of the dreams of that more real life? And it is endlessly, until the very last one, the very real life, the life of God. Leo Tolstoy. The dreams of ancient and modern man are written in the same language as the myths, whose authors lived in the dawn of history. I believe that symbolic language is the one foreign language that each of us must learn. Its understanding brings us in touch with one of the most significant sources of wisdom. Indeed, both dreams and myths are important communications from ourselves to ourselves. Erich Fromm, The Forgotten Language. Above all, we need to be taught more affection for the infirmities of life. Both artist and lover know that perfection is not lovable. This is a common theme in the folklore of Arabian Nights. Where you stumble and fall, there you find the gold. Joseph Campbell. If we could read the secret history of our enemies, we should find in each man's life sorrow and suffering enough to disarm all hostility. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle. The tireless exertions and passionate concern of dedicated individuals. Martin Luther King, Jr. Grace strikes us when we are in great pain and restlessness. It strikes us when our disgust for our own being, our weakness, our hostility, and our lack of direction and composure have become intolerable to us. It strikes us when the longed-for perfection of life does not appear, when the old compulsions reign with us, as they have for decades. Sometimes at that moment, a wave of light breaks into our darkness, and it is as though a voice were saying, "You are accepted." Paul Tillich, The Shaking of the Foundations. Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved. Helen Keller. One does not dream, one is dreamed. We undergo the dream, we are the objects. Carl Jung. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. Khalil Gibran. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will create the fact. Be not afraid to live. William James. When you come to the edge of all you know, you must believe one of two things. There will be earth to stand on, or you will be given wings to fly. O.R. Melling. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves. Do not now seek the answers which cannot be given to you because you would not be able to live them, and the point is to live everything. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live alone some distant day into the answer. Rainer Maria Rilke, Letters to a Young Poet. The real questions are the ones that obtrude upon your consciousness whether you like it or not. The ones that make your mind start vibrating like a jackhammer. The ones that you come to terms with only to discover that they're still there. The real questions refuse to be placated. They barge into your life at the times when it seems most important for them to stay away. They are the questions asked most frequently and answered most inadequately. The ones that reveal their true nature slowly, reluctantly, most often against your will. Ingris Bengus, Combat in the Erogenous Zone. There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique, and if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and will be lost. Martha Graham. Creativity is seeing something that doesn't exist already. You need to find out how you can bring it into being, and in that way be a playmate with God. Michelle Shea. No trumpets sound when the important decisions of our life are made. Destiny is made known silently. Agnes de Mille. Among our kind, it's called validation. Without others on our wavelength, the strangeness of our emotions can make us feel we're losing our minds. Jerome Bruner explains one of the prime reasons we despair. Some cultures, he says, forbid discussion of experiences which other cultures wallow in quite heartily. Should we be stranded in a milieu which taboos the moods we live from day to day, our essence is expelled from permissible reality. Aggregations of others like ourselves can offer a nest in which we finally feel worthwhile. Howard Bloom, Global Brain. There is, however, a strong empirical reason why we should cultivate thoughts that can never be proved. It is that they are known to be useful. Man positively needs general ideas and convictions that will give a meaning to his life and enable him to find a place for himself in the universe. He can stand the most incredible hardships when he is convinced that they make sense. He is crushed when, on top of all his misfortunes, he has to admit that he is taking part in a tale told by an idiot. Carl Jung, Man and His Symbols. Authenticity, being yourself, is the greatest gift you give back to Creator and to creation. You are the gift. SpiritualityHealth.com